Japan, an island nation located in the Northwest Pacific, has long been known as a world power. However, little do people know that in the 1600s, Japan was just an isolated country following a policy of national seclusion. It kept itself secluded from much of the world for more than 2 centuries until the ascendance of the Meiji, a restoration that paved the way for Japan to become the world power it is today. In this video, we will talk about how Japan is planning on becoming the world superpower. But before that, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Japan's seclusion began under the Tokugawa shogunate, the feudal military. The government of Japan was established at Edo, present-day Tokyo. During the Edo period, at the time the real political power was held by shoguns, all the Japanese military dictators were from the Tokugawa family, while the emperor only ruled from inside. Then, in 1543, a group of Portuguese traders on a Chinese boat drifted to the island of Tanegashima, a small island near Kyushu. They became the first Europeans to set foot in Japan and also initiated a direct commercial and cultural exchange between Japan and the West. The opening up of Japan and the end of the Shogun era began in 1853. Commodore Matthew Perry of the United States Navy arrived south of Yokohama with a fleet of 4 American warships to look for a trade agreement, thereby putting an end to Japan's 220 years of isolation. Japan had to sign the Treaty of Kanagawa under threat of force. This treaty had some unfavorable agreements for Japan. One instance is the opening of the 2 ports of Shimoda and Hokodate to American vessels. Another treaty, 4 years later, forced Japan to open 4 more ports for American trade, namely Nagasaki, Kanagawa, Nagata, and Hyogo. During World War II, which spanned from 1939 to 1945, Japan played a huge role but later surrendered to the Americans. Since then, they have lived under a peacetime constitution. The constitution obligates the country to groom armed forces, but only for defense, with no first strikes on another country. But China, the chief victim of Japanese World War II aggression, is afraid of an offensive resurgence now. Now, in the modern day, Japan has been one of the most developed countries in the whole world, and one fears they may be the world superpower in place of America. How will they do this? It's simple. Japan's technological development now is high-end, and the source of its technological advancement is undoubtedly its youth. Statistics show that among the 34 OECD countries, Japanese students' performance levels rank second in mathematics and first in science. Japan spends around 3.59% of its GDP on public spending on education. Japanese people are well in touch with technology, as 93.3% of the population uses it. Their military is one of the best in the world, with state-of-the-art weapons. Even if it fulfills its budget goals in the next 5 years, the nation will go from being 5th to 3rd behind China and America. According to Globadata, Japan's defense expenditure is anticipated to increase from $53.1 billion to $70.4 billion in 2027, reflecting a compound annual growth rate of 7.3%. Viewing Japanese power from another sector, apart from the military, Japan has invested heavily in robotics technologies. In the modern world, Japan has been the pioneering population when it comes to robotics and artificial intelligence. They manufactured and shipped a colossal amount of robotics that comprised nearly 50% of the global market. Through these committed investments in robotics technologies, Japan is making workplaces safer and reducing the risk of error. Robots are now common in Japan, to the extent that the country currently employs around 250,000 industrial robot workers. Apart from factories, the varied uses of robots attracts thousands of tourists and locals to the museums, hotels, and cafes of Tokyo. Also, for a country to be the world's superpower, its economy must be powerful. This, Japan doesn't lack, and they continue to improve on it. Japan's economy is a highly developed social market economy. It is often referred to as a model for East Asian countries. It is the 3rd largest in the world by nominal GDP and the 4th largest by purchasing power parity. It is also the world's 2nd largest developed economy. Lastly, for a nation to be the world's superpower, there must be safety in that country. This is what is intact in Japan. The country is considered to be one of the safest countries in the world and has one of the lowest global crime rates. Japanese people often leave their doors unlocked, children are perfectly safe traveling on the subway by themselves, and visitors can walk around the cities at night without having to worry. So, a country with all these attributes, a good economy, technological advancements, a solid military, and safety, won't want anything but to be the world superpower. And that wraps up how Japan is planning on becoming the world superpower. What is your opinion on this? Let us know in the comment box. Also, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.